let's have a look at update 1.3 to see what we've got, to see what's better. With me, MrSealyp. Update 1.3 is here, but what does it all mean? It's so confusing. There's loads as part of this update. I have put a link in the description to the changelog update, or the patch notes, should I say. Bug fixes and changes, it goes down and down and down and down and down. Then you've got new additions and new vehicles and tools. We're going to have a look at new vehicles and tools. We're going to talk about some of the new additions, but I want to quickly go through some of the, not all of them. There's a load of AI things that have been fixed. Like I said, you probably want to go through these. And obviously, if you haven't experienced some of these, they're not going to be relevant to you. Some are going to be more relevant on PC, some more relevant on consoles. Fixed Beehive honey pallet spawning. We were having that problem where the pallets were spawning into the ground sometimes. That's been fixed. Like I said, this isn't all of them. Oh yeah, fixed bales that randomly appear within the vehicle shop. I know a lot of people have messaged me about that. That has been fixed. I'm going to say apparently. Now it does say fixed crashes that appeared most recently on older console hardware when loading heavy save games or joining multiplayer games with heavy saves. Heavy saves being high up on the slot count, loads of equipment, loads of stuff like that. I am intrigued that a lot of the stuff refers to older consoles when it refers to game crashes. I'm on PS5, I've been having them left, right and centre. Nothing has been said about the update or in the update about whether or not the Mod Hub store menu game crash situation has been resolved. There's nothing about it. Oh yeah, fixed license plates after resetting a vehicle. License plate thing, this is important. Well, I think it's important. So, license plate. If at any point you reset your vehicle, your license plate would reset back to standard or something else you would have, or you would lose it entirely. The good thing now is, if we go into our menu, go to here, if I can click on the right one, of course, and we reset it, like so. Number plate's fine, but here's the other good thing. I've been saying right from the restart. Now again, if you're on PC or you're on Xbox, you may not have encountered this problem. It may not have been an issue at all, but I've been saying right from the outset, the number plates aren't working properly. I can't get them to work properly. I had loads of people commenting saying I was doing it wrong and that kind of thing. But we go into the menu now, go to customize, we go down to license plate and change. If I go down now, I can go for the letters and numbers, and I can go through all of the extra icons, question marks, and all the stuff I couldn't access before, I now can. So depending on the number plate, obviously if we go down here, we go to type 1, that one is a combination of letters and numbers. So where it's numbers, it will only let you do numbers. Where it's letters, it will only let you do letters. But previously, on number plates like this, which gave you carte blanche to do whatever you want, I couldn't access numbers or symbols, but now I can. So it's fixed. The number plate situation is sorted. Lovely. Happy with that. Moving on. Vehicles being strapped to trains has been fixed. License plates we've talked about. Like I said, there's a whole load of things that I haven't personally experienced. Oh, fixed Mod Hub download progress display not updating properly. So when you're actually in the main game menu, go into the Mod Hub, and sometimes it would go up to sort of 2-3% and just sit. Unless you came out of the menu, came back in again, it wouldn't reset itself. That apparently has been fixed, so it should now continue to scroll up. I do like the ones that say fixed rare problem or rare crash. I don't know whether they're intimating that they couldn't get it to work or they hadn't experienced it, but apparently there's a couple of things been fixed. Oh yeah, there's one that's not so good. Where are we? Map slot count is now calculated correctly, which will further prevent crashes on older hardware when loading into heavy save games. If you remember, way back, before the game came out, and every so many weeks we would get a release of some information. There was that big thing about increased slot count, 300 and something% more slots available, that kind of thing. On older consoles, on PlayStation, it was it 24? It was 2749 and 5155 for next-gen consoles. Well, that apparently has been now calculated correctly. I haven't checked on my PS4 yet, and what I would do is it will come up on the screen what it is for PS4. On PS5, if I go into here and we click on something, slot count is no longer 5155. It's 4400. So, like I said, I'm going to check on my PS4. So yeah, it's gone down from 5155 to 4400. So all that big fanfare of all we're going to get, that's still amazing. It's still very, very high compared to what it was on FS19. Obviously it is. But yeah, that has come down. Be aware of that. I know. Oh yeah, stone picker. The stone pickers, if you've used any of the rock pickers, stone pickers, and what was happening was if you set an AI worker, they would just carry on. They would get to the fuel level of 2,000 litres or whatever it was for the rock picker, and they would just carry on picking rocks, but you wouldn't get any more because it hit its maximum, but it wouldn't stop. It now says stone picker helper will now stop when it's full. It will automatically unload while the trailer is nearby. Various improvements of driving or working behaviour. So like I say, go and have a look. There's a load more than that. Those are the ones that kind of were more relevant to me personally and things I'd experienced. So, new additions. Again, I'm not going to read all of them out. Added contract progress and notification. So what I'm going to do is I have got the contract underway. I'm going to set the worker off, let him carry on. And what should happen now is, every so often, top right, it will come up with the progress of the contract. So you haven't got to keep bouncing in and out of the menu to double check when your contracts are going along. It will come up and tell you on the screen, which is nice. I like that as an addition. Now this is an interesting one. Added feature to sell vehicles and tools when loading a save that would be too heavy to load on older consoles. So if you go on and you've got a load of stuff on your map, and you go onto an older console, or for some reason it decides that there's too much on here, it does give you the option to sell them rather than you go on and a load of your stuff's just been wiped or deleted, gone completely. Where are we? There's some proper ground alignment for the GF8712, power drive transmission to the Case IH Magnum 400. Now these two in front of me, we have had added in 3-point linkage option to the Versatile 4-wheel drive. Very nice. Also has been added in the wheeled US configuration for the Class Lexion 8900. These are the standard in-game ones, but these have been added in, so there's an option for a US one. And we've also got a 3-point link option on there. What was the other one? There was something I was going to show you in the options. Can't think off the top of my head. Anyway. So we might have stuff pop up in the top right corner. So moving on from there then is new vehicles and tools. Now I know I've skimmed through a lot of stuff, and it's the same as when I do a mod review. If a changelog, there is so much, and what you don't want is me sitting here and all you can hear is me just listing things that are on that. Like I say, the link's in the description. Go and have a look, have a read through, because there might be stuff that you have experienced. There might be a load of stuff that you haven't. But those things I think, or I thought were more relevant. And we're going to start. Here we go, top right. Contract on field 40 is 30% complete. That came up at 10%, it came up at 20, it came up at 30. So you've got that, while you're doing other stuff, you haven't got to keep bouncing back. I like that, that's brilliant. So, as new vehicles and tools that have been added as part of the 1.3 update. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know how much of... I'm going to carry on doing my mod reviews how I used to now. And I want to see, on a heavy-ish mod review moving forward, whether or not I get the crashes I was getting in the mod hub. So far today I've bounced in and out and doing a whole load of stuff and I haven't had one, but we'll see. The other thing as well is wing mirrors. We'll have a look at that too. So we've got the Kramper Big Body 750S. This is 7 slots and you can have it in this Agritechnica inspired option, sponsored by Michelin, which is very nice. And this is in the large capacity of 37,500 litres, or you can have it in the standard capacity. In the standard capacity you can change the size, but we'll have a look at that. But it's very nicely detailed. Again, it's nice to have something a little bit different thrown into the mix. I know a lot of people commented saying they're only throwing in some extra mods and bits and bobs to appease people. Farm Dog loves the Cramp Big Body 750S. So we have it there. And we've got the Michelin Agritechnica Special, like that. Or we can turn that off and go back to a standard, which sits at 37,500. So the Agritechnica one, that's just as you get it. You've got the option of Michelin, Trelleborg, BKT, Vredestein, back to Michelin. Each one of those has a standard or a wide option on it. Whichever tyre. manufacturer you prefer, and then there's the license plate. If we go back up and we go to the standard option, same options for tyres, but then on capacity, we've got the extension, which is on for an extra 15 grand. We can take that off and go to standard. So we've got 20,000 litres, or the extension at 37,500. But that's only available on the standard design, not the Agritechnica. We can change the main colour, 21 of those, and then there's the license plate option too. Yeah, nice looking trailer, nice detailing. Even when it's full, or the large sort of silage boards, I always refer to them as silage boards, it will still take all crop types. And then unloading of said trailer. Nice smooth animation, nice sounds. Lovely. Moving on from there, we've got these. Now it could be the lighting on the map. What I will say is the black on these fence. It's like it's like the darkest, deepest black I've ever come across. It like absorbs all light around it. Anyway, the Fendt and Massey Ferguson Ideal Paralevel. These are 21 slots each. I've got a Fendt one here. We've got a Massey Ferguson one just sitting there. This also comes with a header, the Fendt or Massey Ferguson PowerFlow 30 foot. So 21 slots for that, 10 slots for that. You can match them up. And the Paralevel, as you can see, and you'll see on that one as we drive it forward, it will adjust the level of the ground to a degree. Obviously, the steeper the slope, and especially where you've got a slope that comes back onto a flat, they don't always like that angle in there, so you'd have to try and do one bit and the next bit. This is a slightly smaller version. Now, I do think there might be an issue in that it could just be left over from the version that we had already. If I go along to my harvesters, so we had the Ideal, the standard Ideal, 419,500, 22 slots. If we click on that, we've got the Ideal 9T. If we go back down to the 8T and then we go to the 7T, the 7T and the 8T are 12,500 litres, but the 9T is 17,100. That's on the standard in-game one. If we go across to the new ones here, the Ideal PL, the Paralevel, so you've got the Ideal and you've got the Massey Ferguson Ideal PL. It does say down the bottom there, 12,500 to 17,100, but I'm not getting an option to change the capacity. On the 7PL it says 12,500, the 8PL says 12,500, as does the 9PL. Now I don't know whether or not the capacity is supposed to change, or they're all 12,500 because it's a smaller harvester. So maybe that shouldn't have been in there. But so you have got the option. That does change the horsepower though. 7PL 451, the 8PL 538, and the 9PL 647 horsepower. Options on these, we've got Trelleborg tyres, we've got Michelin, we've got Continental, Mitas, BKT of Radestein, back to Trelleborg. Each one of these has got a standard and a wide. No other options, no tracks or anything like that on these. And then there's a license plate option too. And if we come out and we go to our tools, go to our headers, we will find it, the PowerFlow 30 foot and the Massey Ferguson next to each other. Like I said, these were 10 slots each. That comes down to 1. 52 grand for a 9.2 metre header. We've got design 1, and then right down there on where the sickles are, where the cutters are, design 2. You have those kind of guide bars. What that often does is where the sickles are going side to side, it just knocks stuff. The sickle goes underneath and it stops things getting jammed and wedged in there. That's the. Yeah. So those are the two headers that come with that. So what we'll do is we'll hop in, start up, horn, lights, beacons, pipe in and out. On the header reel, we have got up and down on the header reel and in and out on the header reel as well, as you might expect. And then we fold the halves up. It doesn't seem to matter what angle I put this into the pipe. So like I say, it just seems really, really proper dark, you know, like a black hole. Should be the Fendt Ideal black hole, is what it should be called. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Interior. Look at my wing mirrors. Now, This is a problem that has now got worse because of the update. You watch it work now. Prior to the update, and I was told this by a couple of people, but thank you to Christopher. If you went into the menu, and I've done this on a lot of mod reviews, and you went to something like a big bag that had no options, click on it, and then come back out, they would be fixed. Not anymore. Woohoo! 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I know it's a tiny thing, but when you're playing and you want to do in-cab stuff because it adds a bit more realism and immersion, when you've got those flickering constantly, it drives you absolutely bonkers. I don't know why it's not fixed, and I don't know why the fix that used to sort it now won't work. I honestly haven't got a clue. It's quite frustrating. Anyway, turn this one on and you'll see if we back up. So, on the flat, fairly flat. As we drive forward onto the slope, the power level goes to work and the header tilts. Lovely. But like I say, as the slope gets too steep, you can see it's lifted off the ground a little bit there. And if you come to the bottom of a slope, that's what you should do before you get to the sort of join. You'll get that gap there where part of the header's on the bottom of the slope, part's on the slope, and the bit in the middle isn't on any. So you just have to kind of bear that in mind. But yeah, it's nice looking harvester, nice header, all very lovely. Moving on from there, I'm going to go to this. We have got the Hardy Navigator 4000 Delta Force. This is one, I'm going to be honest, I know I sound really negative, and I don't mean to be, and it's kind of added in as the new vehicles and tools. You know, whoa, cool. We've already got a 4500, and that says, and we've got a 5200. Did we really need a 4000? I know they're kind of filling a range out, I get it, but I don't know. It's just me, I suppose. We go to our sprayers. So we had the Commander 4500 Delta Force, we had the Aeon 5200 Delta Force. We've now got the Navigator 4000. So we've got a 4000 litre. It will also do 27 to 33 metre spread, as the other ones do, just a slightly smaller tank. A little bit cheaper, not by a huge amount. Options available: 27 metre boom, 30 metre boom, or 33 metre boom. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Vredestein, back to Trelleborg. All of those on narrow, and there is an option for license plate if you wish. I think. Just have a look. Yeah. If you want a license plate on there, you absolutely can. I have taken the liberty of filling this up already. Unfold animation, neat and tidy. There are some of the elements to this update I am very happy about and very pleased about, and some things that I think are really cool. Time will tell on some of them because I don't know how moving forward it's going to be with regard to my game crashes and that kind of stuff, and anyone else's game crashes. On the face of it, I can see some people being annoyed, and I've already had messages from people saying the old gen console people aren't very happy about the change in slot count, which I kind of understand. I do. When you look at the list of stuff they have fixed, there's a ton of stuff, and like I've always said, anything like this, it's very easy to criticise, and I'm just as guilty of it as anybody. But when you change one thing, it can have that knock-on effect of changing lots of other things, which then you need to fix in a line after you've fixed one thing. Plus, you might fix something and not realise you've broken something else, which seems to be, for me anyway, with the wing mirrors. That's really frustrated me. Have a look in here. Yeah, we had that sorted. We had it sorted. Anyway, 33 metres. We do have the option on this as well to change. Let me just go into here. Help window on. We can change our working width, and we can raise and lower the boom. So we can change our partial width down from 33 to 25 to 15 to 8 to 2 metres right in the middle, and then back up to 33 again. That's the Hardy Navigator 4000 Delta Force. Now, a couple of things I am very impressed with. We're going to go past this to this first. We've got this absolute beast, this monster slurry spreader. This is the Cotter PQ32000. It's 12 slots. It's 32,000 litres. I think the next one down from this that we had standard in game is 30. So 32,000, 4 axles, all of which steer, as you can see. Now I have had a little bit of floatiness about this. When I was trying to back up into the boom, it seemed to be a little bit floaty on the back end, but it's massive. And it looks very cool too. Boom and stuff does all work. You'll find this under slurry tanks. So yeah, we had the Venus Premium Integral at 30,000. So the 32, 350 horsepower required, but we have got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Vredestein and back again. Trelleborg standard or wide, Michelin standard or wide, I think the BKT just wide, Vredestein standard and wide. Main colour, anything on that pallet. Rim colour, hang on, silver or black, and then the license plate option if you wish it as well. 13.9 tonnes. Wide tyres to spread the width might be kind of handy. Under L1 and right stick up and down if you want to go for that full immersion, so when you're actually going to collect your slurry from somewhere you can move your boom and simulate that. And then under R1 you can extend it and we can bend it, so we've got a few different options there available for the boom. Slot it right back into there like so, it says. Now, like I said, with the all-wheel steer, as you can see them all going, I just found backing it up, it had a little bit of, well, it seems to be better now. Yeah, like now, as it lines itself back up, you just get a moment where I think the wheels are just not quite turned and not quite straight, where it just floats a little bit. I mean, that might be true of the real one. And this doesn't have a spread width of its own. It has a 3-point link on the back, and you do need to put an attachment on it for it to spread. That's just, again, that's the nature of the beast. A lot of the tankers like that, they have a 3-point link, and then you can put drag hoses like this. You can put cultivators that fertilise at the same time. There's a whole load of different stuff you can put on the back of them. And then you can also, under L1, double activation. So if we put double on, it will give you 2 fertilising states in one go. It will go slower and it will apply far more, but obviously you're getting a double application rate as you go. There's 32,000 litres in it. It should last a bit of time. Monster. Very cool. So, here we go. That's the Cotter PQ32000. And the last of the freebies we got today from Giants. I mean, I suppose they're saying free. They could have just thrown them in the mod hub, couldn't they? On any day that we got mods released, they could have put them in as mods. I suppose it's like an additional set of mods we're being given, really. We've got the Plurger AT5104 LNMS. This is a self-propelled slurry tanker. 22,000 litre capacity. We do have the option of all-wheel steer, front-wheel steer, crab steer left and right. It's big. When you think of the size of it, I thought the tank would be bigger, but I suppose you think you've got all the chassis and all the stuff underneath here, all the workings, all the pipes, so the tank is just that bit there, I guess, compared to that, which is all tank, pretty much. But yeah, it's a nice looking bit of kit. Nice to have something a little bit different again. This is 16 slots. You'll find it down here under, where was it? No. Under, you'll find it here under vehicles and slurry tanks. Now we had the Vivette come a while back, so now we've got the Plurger AT5104. 381 grand, a little bit more expensive than the Hydro Trike. 550 horsepower, 22,000 litres, runs at 12 miles an hour. Looks like that. We can have the option of, and these are all standard, there are no other tyre options within these, Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitres, BKT, or Vredestein, and back again. Then there's a license plate option too. That's it for the options on that. But let's hop in, start it up. does sound cool. Beacons, lights, horn. Like the horn. We do also have, if we unfold, here on the side, L1 and X. L1, right stick up and down, side to side, side to side. R1 and right stick up and down gives you the fold. L1 and R1. Up. And then whatever position you're in, if I do fold, sorry, same again, puts it right now. Interior, again, bit of flickering that I can't seem to resolve. Let's get around into the light so we can see the interior a little bit better. It's quite dark, it doesn't seem to matter what angle I'm at. 24 mile an hour, it's not a slouch. But what I do like is this in the back. And if I change it, all-wheel steer, if I go to crab steer, look at the rear 3-point link. So it puts the vehicle at a crab steer, but it does mean that whatever boom or stuff you've got in the back stays straight to the direction of travel. Because obviously if you went crab steer, it would be switched to that angle, but it flicks it back. If I do crab steer right, it does the other way. And then crab steer, front wheel steer. Let's give it a bit bigger turning circle. So we'll put it on all-wheel steer. There we go. Now, it will attach to booms and stuff. It's a little bit wide, so some of those boom ones where you have to back into the gap, it's a little bit wide to fit into some of them. It may work a little bit better on some of these type of things that have got cultivators and stuff with them. But again, this will need to hook up to something else. It doesn't spread on its own, it doesn't have its own spread width. We do have double we can activate double application rate on this one as well. I do like the lights. Those ring lights, they're brilliant. And there we go. That's the free stuff. So free stuff. That's the stuff we've been given anyway. I almost forgot. Clothing. We've got some extra bits of clothing. New clothes for your characters. We have got under t-shirts. Hang on, where are we? Under t-shirts, we go down here to. There we go. We've got a Farming Simulator t-shirt. There's a Farming Simulator hoodie. We've also got. If we go down to hats and we scroll down here. We have got the Farming Simulator baseball cap as well. Now, there's a reason for that. That's because today, at the time of recording this, Giants have opened a new merchandise store. Since I went to my first FarmCon in 2019 and had merch and stuff, and then doing the Farming Simulator League stuff, going to all the different conventions and things, and having merch available there, I did say, do you need a merch store? People want merch. People kept asking me where I'd got my mug from and my hat and all that kind of stuff. They've opened a merch store. I have put a link in the description to their merch store as well. If you go onto the Farming Simulator website and go onto the blog post for today about the free content update and patch 1 or update 1.3, there is a link in there as well to get your merchandise. Go over, have a look. There's a whole load of stuff available. Mouse mats and key rings and Velcro patches and clothing. The clothing you can see here, you can buy from the website. So yeah, I thought I'd better do that before I forget. Oh, and the other thing as well was, it is to do with a new partner. The Oil of Switzerland, Motorex. Yes, Motorex is now an official partner of Farming Simulator. That's been added in as well. I just want to go back up to that. Let's go to... There we go, look at that, sorted. Like I said right at the start, I really would advise either going on to Twitter, they've put a link, I think if you go onto the Farming Simulator website as well, you'll go through a link to it, but I have put a link in the description, and have a look through, because there is an absolute ton of stuff in there. I'm going to go away now and check my PlayStation 4 so I can put the figures up for the slot count change on there. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.